On Wednesday, former President Donald Trump's ex-chief of staff, Mark Meadows, denied claims made in an ABC News report on Tuesday that he was granted immunity to testify before special counsel Jack Smith's team. So ABC also reported that Meadows had talked with federal prosecutors at least 3 times this year as he reviewed the former president's attempts to overturn the 2020 election. So, to be clear, Meadows is denying that report. So, now the report quoted sources with knowledge of the situation, claimed that Meadows said he repeatedly notified Trump in the weeks after the 2020 presidential election that his voter fraud claims were unfounded. Meadows allegedly stated, "Obviously, we didn't win," to Smith's investigating team, and that Trump was being dishonest with the public when he first claimed to have won the election only hours after the polls closed on November 3rd, 2020. So, of course, we know that they were being dishonest, but Meadows testifying, Meadows flipping on Trump, would have been a pretty big deal. Because, again, he was Donald Trump's former chief of staff. So, there's more. Apparently, the ABC News report reported some discrepancies with Meadows' private testimony and about what he put in his book about the election. Meadows' book stated that the election was stolen and rigged with help from allies in the liberal media who ignored actual evidence of fraud right there in plain sight for anyone to access and analyze. Really? Okay. Now, by mid-December, Meadows had told Trump that Rudy Giuliani hadn't found any evidence, according to the report, and that the U.S. Supreme Court denied his court challenge, prompting the former president to say something like, "Then that's the end." Again, now, despite ABC News claiming Meadows' lawyer had declined to comment, George Terwilliger, Meadows' attorney, later said to CBS News, quote, "I told ABC that their story was largely inaccurate. People will have to judge for themselves the decision to run it anyway." So, again, that's the lawyer. We don't know the sources of the ABC News report, but again, if this is coming out of Meadows' legal team, you might want to take that seriously. Now, there it is. So, what, did he get a deal or not? Again, I don't know. I don't think so. That's what he says. He also says, "Oh, I didn't flip on Donald Trump." Okay. Now, responding to the report on Truth Social, Trump wrote this: "I don't think Mark Meadows would lie about the rigged and stolen," spelled wrong, 2020 presidential election merely for getting immunity against persecution by deranged prosecutor Jack Smith. But when you really think about it, after being hounded like a dog for 3 years, told you you'll be going to jail for the rest of your life, your money and your family will be forever gone. And we're not at all interested in exposing those that did the rigging. If you say bad things about that terrible monster, Donald J. Trump, we won't put you in prison. You can keep your family and your wealth. And perhaps, if you can make up some really horrible stuff about him, we may well erect a statue of you in the middle of our decaying and now very violent capital, Washington, D.C. Wow, the delusions here. Some people would make that deal, but they are weaklings and cowards. And so bad for the future of our failing nation, I don't think that Mark Meadows is one of them, but who really knows? Make America great again. All right, so when I read that, the first thing that came to my mind was, wait, I thought Donald Trump was under a gag order and can't go after the prosecutor. Now, it turns out he was until Friday, when Judge Chutkin had agreed to temporarily lift the gag order while she considered a motion from Trump's lawyers to suspend it entirely as a, try to appeal it. Interesting timing then. Because, look, that order had restricted Trump's public statements about special counsel Jack Smith, his team, and witnesses, which is the same attacks that you're seeing right here in his post about Meadows, where he attacks Jack Smith, calls him deranged. Washington, D.C., which, again, that really wasn't a part of that temporary, gag order anyway, but still, and then went after people who cooperate with law enforcement, calling them weaklings and cowards, and then, of course, commenting on the substance of a potential known witness testimony, which would be Meadows. There's a lot of whoopsie going on in that post right there. But look, we knew this was going to happen. Donald Trump can't help himself. He, of course, attacked Michael Cohen with a similar message after he was raided by the FBI and flipped on Trump. In fact, here's this. This was back in December of 2018. Remember, Michael Cohen only became a rat after the FBI did something which was absolutely unthinkable and unheard of until the witch hunt was illegally started. They broke into an attorney's office. Why didn't they break into the DNC to get the server or Crooked's office? Wow. That's not the first and only time that he's attacked Michael Cohen for, of course, testifying against him, for making a deal. So Trump does this all the time. We're not surprised. Okay? However, now, he just happens to be directly implicated in some of these crimes. Okay? So when he attacks potential witnesses here, there might be actual consequences for it. Look, the DOJ is no doubt going to take this post from True Social and show the court that, hey, look at what he just did. Look at what he just did. Even though, again, Meadows denied it, doesn't matter. He went and used this to then attack the cases against him, attack cooperating witnesses, all the stuff that you said, you know, he shouldn't do. That's why he should get a gag order on him. Where his team's arguing, oh, no, you don't need to put a gag order on Trump. He'll don't worry, he won't do any of this stuff. Oops, he just did. It's going to be really difficult for the court to disagree if they use this post on True Social directly from Trump as evidence that he should have the gag order reimposed, because he should.